All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're demystifying the incredibly strict Vedic astrology rules on when you should actually wear a gemstone versus when you really need to be donating instead. You know, this is literally one of the most misunderstood topics out there. A lot of people kind of assume these remedies are just one size fits all, but honestly, getting this wrong can completely backfire and amplify your problems rather than solve them. So, we're going to become our own astrological detectives today.
We've got a seriously packed agenda to get through. We're going to start by looking at the biggest mistakes people make right out of the gate. Then, we'll break down the core rules of remedies, go through a rapid-fire guide for all 9 planets, and finish up with some absolutely critical safety rules and a donation schedule you're going to want to remember. Let's get into it. So, let's kick things off with a pretty shocking reality check about how people actually use these astrological remedies. So many of us are just out there looking for a quick fix, right? Like a lucky charm, or maybe just a beautiful ring that's magically going to solve all of life's hurdles. But here's the thing. Vedic astrology absolutely does not work like a lucky charm bracelet.
Get this, a staggering 80% of people are walking around wearing the completely wrong gemstones. 80%. And by doing that, they're potentially amplifying their own suffering. Just think about that for a second. 8 out of 10 people are inadvertently making their own lives harder simply because they don't quite understand the underlying mechanics of their unique birth chart.
To fix this, we have to grasp the absolute core principle of Vedic remedies, which is identifying if a planet is actually helping you or harming you. We aren't just talking about naturally good planets like Jupiter or naturally tough ones like Saturn here. It is entirely about how they operate specifically for you.
Here is the crucial takeaway. Wearing a gem acts as a giant amplifier for static energy, while donating acts as a dynamic reducer of negative effects. Think of a gemstone like a volume knob. If a planet is beneficial to you, but maybe just a little weak, you wear its stone to crank up the volume on that positive energy. But if a planet is actively causing you harm, well, you definitely do not want to amplify that. Instead, you donate items associated with that planet to dial down its negative impact.
See, it's not about naturally good or bad planets. It's all about their specific house lordship in your chart. The houses a planet rules basically dictates its job. If a planet rules your 1st, 5th, or 9th house, it's what we call a functional benefic. It's a friend. But, and this is a massive but, you must absolutely avoid amplifying the lords of the 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 12th houses. These are the dastana, the houses of suffering. Amplifying them literally means amplifying obstacles, illness, or loss. No thank you.
All right, let's get practical. We're moving into our field guide to see how this plays out across each of the 9 planetary bodies. We're going to break down exactly what to wear and what to donate for every single one.
Starting with the sun. A benefic placement means wearing a ruby can be amazing for your vitality, leadership, and confidence. But if the sun rules those houses of suffering we just talked about, it becomes malefic. In that case, wearing a ruby would be pretty disastrous. Instead, donating wheat, jaggery, and copper safely reduces ego clashes and health issues. Just a quick note though, if your sun is already strong and benefic, do not donate these items or you might accidentally give away your own leadership energy.
Moving on to the moon. Wearing a pearl improves mental peace and emotional stability if the moon is beneficial for you. But donating rice, milk, and silver is what's required to calm emotional turbulence and mental stress if your moon is harmful. It's a total balancing act. You're either drawing the energy in with the pearl or you're releasing that turbulent energy through charity.
For Mars, you'd wear red coral to boost courage and energy. This is super common for Aries or Scorpio ascendants, where Mars is basically the boss. However, if you have Manglic dosha or a malefic Mars that's causing accidents or conflict with siblings, donating red lentils, like masoor dal and copper, is the way to lower that aggression safely.
Okay, what about Mercury? Mercury relies on emeralds for better communication, intelligence, and business acumen, assuming it's acting as a functional benefic. But if it's poorly placed and causing you anxiety, confusion, or making you prone to communication errors, donating books, stationery, and green moong dal is your absolute best bet to help clear that mental fog.
Now, Jupiter is usually a strong natural benefic, right? This is where a yellow sapphire beautifully shines to bring wisdom and wealth. But in rare malefic cases for specific ascendants, it can actually cause overexpansion or legal issues. In those specific scenarios, you have to donate turmeric, yellow cloth, and chickpeas to help prevent marriage delays and legal trouble.
With Venus, a diamond amplifies luxury, creativity, and relationships. It's basically perfect for Taurus or Libra ascendants, where Venus is highly beneficial. But on the flip side, donating white sweets and perfumes becomes necessary to curb financial loss and overindulgence from a harmful Venus. I mean, you definitely wouldn't want to amplify a Venus that is actively trying to drain your bank account on luxuries, right?
Then there's Saturn. For Saturn, a blue sapphire can bring incredible discipline and long-term career success, especially for Aquarius or Capricorn signs. But watch out. During the intense Sadasati period, or if Saturn rules your suffering houses, you absolutely must donate black sesame, mustard oil, and iron to reduce poverty, delays, and depression. Honestly, this is perhaps the most critical planet to make sure you get right.
Moving to the nodes, Rahu can grant massive, unconventional, foreign success and technological gains through a Hessonite stone. But when it's acting up and causing illusions, obsessions, or even addiction, breaking coconuts, which is a powerful traditional release, and donating blue cloth or blankets is the go-to remedy to ground all that chaotic energy.
Finally, we have Ketu. Ketu deepens spiritual growth and intuition with a cat's eye gem. But to stop sudden disruptions, feelings of isolation and confusion, feeding dogs and donating sesame seeds works absolute wonders. Now hold on a second. Before you rush out to buy any of the stones we just covered, we really need to talk about some mandatory safety protocols. Vedic astrology treats gemstones with the exact same seriousness a doctor treats a prescription. You can't just play around with them.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the danger. If a planet is lord of the 6th, 8th, or 12th house, wearing its stone will directly amplify your suffering, no matter how weak the planet is. Weakness does not automatically mean wear a gem. A weak enemy is still an enemy. You don't hand them a megaphone. And honestly, going back to that stat, 80% of people don't even need gemstones to begin with. Donations or mantras are very often more than enough.
Because gemstones give off this continuous static energy, you should always use the 3-day test. Simply wrap the stone in a cloth and wear it against your skin for 3 days, and then just monitor your life. If you feel sudden anxiety, have bad dreams, or experience negative events, take it off immediately. You should never commit to a stone, especially powerful ones like a blue sapphire, without doing this crucial test drive first. Okay, so let's say you've looked at your chart and realized donating is your safest path to clearing out obstacles. Well, you need to know exactly when to do it. Just like the items matter, the timing matters immensely.
You're going to want to keep this schedule handy, because performing your donations on the specific day associated with that planet guarantees the maximum positive effect. It creates a rhythm. Sunday is for the sun, Monday for the moon, Tuesday for Mars, all the way through to Saturday, which actually covers Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. Aligning your charity with these days acts as a direct line to that planet's specific frequency.
It really boils down to this golden rule. Gemstones are static energy. Donations are dynamic one-time remedies. Remember, while the static energy from a gem is risky if you guess wrong, the dynamic act of charity is often the universally safer path. A gemstone just sits there, constantly radiating, amplifying whatever that planet represents for you all day, every single day. But a donation, that is an active, dynamic release. It mitigates harm without the risk of accidental amplification.
So I'll leave you with this. Take a close look at your own chart and ask yourself, are your remedies actually holding you back? Before you put on another piece of jewelry just because you read somewhere that it's your lucky stone, find out what houses it rules in your specific life map. Understanding this one simple rule, wearing for the benefics and donating for the malefics, can completely shift the trajectory of your life. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.